This is it, everybody. The endgame movie of the Jurassic franchise, Jurassic World Dominion 2022. I think this will be appropriate to go out with a bang in this My Thoughts video, but before I proceed, warning, spoilers. Let us begin. Before I officially begin this, I want to give you guys a reminder. Please do not feel discouraged for liking movies like Jurassic World Dominion just because someone either says that they hate it, someone famous on the internet hates it, or because of bad ratings from critics. The thing is, you have the freedom to like whatever you like. If you like this movie, that's fine. If you hate this movie, or strongly dislike it, that's fine. Just thought I'd give you guys some reassurance because I know that there's some people out there who are intimidated by stuff like this. Now that that's out of the way, hello everybody, this is Join here and welcome to another My Thoughts video. And I'm sure some of you guys have been waiting for me to talk about this movie, Jurassic World Dominion. Darn shame it didn't come out last year and it was delayed yet again, but oh well. I didn't see it straight away because the week it came out, tickets were booked. But I finally got to see it in the afternoon on the 17th of this month, and I gotta say, this movie was a ride. I will admit, I was extremely nervous about this film because considering this is the quote-unquote last movie of the Jurassic film franchise, I was wondering how this movie would go out with a bang. There were a lot of thought possibilities like what's going to happen to all the characters including Dr. Grant, Ellie Sattler, etc. What will happen to all the dinosaurs that got out in the world? Is Rexy going to die in this one? And the list just goes on and on and on. I'm sure some of you guys felt the same thing before seeing this movie. When Chris Pratt said that this movie is like Avengers Endgame, he's not too far off because Jurassic World Dominion is pretty much the movie where we have reached the end of a massive story, and this is the part where the final chapter wraps everything up. Heck, you know that lots of crazy things have been going on, especially when the Dino Tracker website revealed that the JP Raptors are still alive and are somehow on the mainland. Hey Mills, you said that Blue is the last Velociraptor, right? Jurassic World Dominion was not only very action-packed, fun, and intense, but it also had several things I've always wanted to see before the story comes to a close. Granted, it's not 100% perfect and not every expectations are in this film. Example, no Spinosaurus sighting. Although this same individual was in Camp Cretaceous Season 4, but I'm talking about movies, not TV shows. Despite all that, the movie at least had a decent ending. Also, I can't go on without making this little joke. Dodson, we got Dodson here. Yet no one cared. Until now, ladies and gentlemen, because Dodson went from being a minor character in Jurassic Park to being the main baddie of Jurassic World Dominion, and as the CEO of Biosyn. There's more stuff in this movie. Dr. Wu comes back and has a redemption arc, which is something I did not expect. We learn more about Maisie's origins. Giganotosaurus is introduced, and of course, the return of Dr. Grant and Ellie Sattler. And to add a cherry on top with that, Ian Malcolm reunites with them and they team up. As usual, like I did with Fallen Kingdom and Prehistoric Planet, I'll say what I like about the movie, and since there are 6 Jurassic movies now, I'm going to point out 6 things I like instead of 5. Number 1, Dr. Grant and Ellie Sattler returning. I am so happy to see them finally returning in this movie. There's not enough words to describe how I felt about it other than feeling very happy and nostalgic. When Jurassic World came out in 2015, my parents and I were all like, where's Grant? Where's Ellie? Where's Ian? Granted, Ian Malcolm was in Fallen Kingdom. However, in this movie, we finally get to see the classic Jurassic Park trio together. Not only that, but we get to see that trio team up with the main Jurassic World characters. Number 2, feathered dinosaurs. Considering the recent studies of dinosaurs today, it is really refreshing to see feathered dinosaurs to finally be acknowledged in a Jurassic movie. I'm sure a lot of people out there have been waiting to at least see some of those for a while now. Yes, it's not perfect, but it is still something at least, and it's a big moment for that to happen. You gotta do something different every once in a while. Number 3, Dilophosaurus returning. You guys wouldn't believe how happy I am for this dinosaur to finally make an actual physical appearance in another Jurassic film. When Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom came out, I thought it would return in that film, only for it to be reduced to background noise at the beginning of the film. There's also statues of it in the Lockwood Manor. And to add insult to injury, it was indeed going to be in Fallen Kingdom, but that was cut, and boy, I was ticked. True, the hologram in Jurassic World was a nice Easter egg, but at the same time, we haven't seen a real one in a movie since Jurassic Park from 1993. Yes, it has appeared in video games and Camp Cretaceous, but considering that Dominion is the endgame movie, it would be the appropriate time to actually see this dinosaur make a comeback in it, and now we got it. We got to see this dinosaur in not just one scene, but 2 scenes, which, spoiler alert, Dodson tries to make his grand escape, but crap goes down, he gets stuck, and he meets his brutal demise by the hands of a pack of Dilophosaurs. Very fitting and ironic for that to happen, because he basically got killed by the very same species that killed his spy, Dennis Nedry. Yes, it's still tiny and not large like in real life or in the original Jurassic Park novel, but I'd rather see it small rather than never see it again in another film. Number 4. More raptor species. I really like how this movie decided to introduce a few different species of raptors besides just Velociraptor. Atrociraptor was an unexpected one for me, but a welcome one. I remember long before the movie came out, there was a leaked image online showing a prop of a Atrociraptor head, and some of my friends and I thought that it would be a Utah Raptor because of the way the head looks, especially the colors, which reminds me of the Utah Raptor toy from the Kenner toy lines. However, that's long since been debunked, but holy crap, imagine the size of that thing. Also, can I say that those Atrociraptors have really terrifying roars? I hate to hear those roars in the middle of the night. Also, I like how Ghost resembles the female raptor from Jurassic Park 3. And then we have Pyroraptor, and I will say, it looked really pretty and I love the red feathers on it. Looking at this dinosaur made me feel a bit nostalgic because it reminded me of Pod from Pod's Travels. Makes me wonder if some of you guys still remember it though. Also, the fact this Pyroraptor can swim underwater like a penguin, that is a big nope for me. Number 5, it didn't end on a big extinction/tragedy. Like I said before, I was nervous about how this movie would end. Now, it could have been one of those movies where it ended on an over-the-top extinction event or something downright depressing, but thank goodness that was not the case. The ending is somewhat bittersweet, but it's leaning more on the sweet side. Spoiler alert! The movie ends with the loose dinosaurs living in peace and finally finding a way to coexist with present-day animals and people. I mean, I will admit, it did make me go, wait, what? At first, but honestly, I think that was a nice and decent way to end the story, and heck, while it showed that dinosaurs roaming around can still be a problem, the ending did show that it is manageable. Not only that, but when it showed dinosaurs existing side by side with modern-day animals and living peacefully, it's pretty much another way of saying that life finds a way. Number 6, more non-dinosaur animals being introduced. We all know that flying reptiles like Dimorphodon, Pteranodons, and Quetzalcoatlus are not truly dinosaurs. Heck, even the Mosasaurus is not a dinosaur but a marine reptile. Speaking of non-dinosaur animals, we get to see a few more of them, and they are from the Triassic period. Lysosaurus is one of them, and I thought it looked really cute in this movie. And another one we saw? Dimetrodon. It appeared in games and even Jurassic Park comics, and seeing it on screen for the first time was really cool and terrifying. Unfortunately, now I'm going to talk about a few things I dislike about Jurassic World Dominion, and there's several of them. Number 1, the misleading statement on the Giganotosaurus. Before this movie came out, the Giganotosaurus that's in it was described as being like the Joker, where it just wants to watch the whole world burn, or somewhere along the lines. Heck, on the internet, I saw some artwork of this dinosaur dressed up as the Joker, which was really funny. Although, when I heard about this, I was thinking to myself, oh boy, I guess this dinosaur is out for blood like Indominus Rex. Maybe it was abused by humans to the point where it was driven insane. I guess we will find out. However, when I finally saw the movie, it was just there. What the crap? Now, before anyone gets the wrong idea, I like the Giganotosaurus. It's really nice, and the design on it looks really intimidating. The roars at times sound haunting too, but in the movie, it acted nothing like how it was described. Turns out that statement was just said to get people hyped for the movie. But, problem, it's misleading when you do that crap. You can't just be all like, oh, it's the ultimate bad guy, bloodthirsty monster, it will kill all the human beings in sight. When in reality, it just felt more like a normal dinosaur rather than a psychopathic killer like we got with Indominus, Indoraptor, and Scorpius Rex. Heck, it's not even hyperly aggressive like Spinosaurus was in Jurassic Park 3. Yes, the Giganotosaurus did bully Rexy to get some food, and at the end, these two dinosaurs fought each other. But there's something to remember. Putting two big predators next to each other can be a recipe for a disaster. Plus, when our heroes fought back to defend themselves, the Giganotosaurus let them alone. And to be honest, I'm actually kind of glad that this isn't a crazy psycho dinosaur. In my Prehistoric Planet video, I did state the following. Having teeth, claws, and eating meat doesn't mean you have to make carnivorous dinosaurs bloodthirsty killers or monsters. Yes, that idea has worked before in movies and shows, but come on, we can't just forget that carnivorous dinosaurs are animals too. You don't have to make a carnivorous dinosaur threatening by just having it be bloodthirsty or psychotic. It's already pretty intimidating enough as a normal dinosaur, and this Giganotosaurus in this movie is a good example. If you want to hype up fans for this movie, especially when there's a new large predator being added in there, please don't lie. It's going to have disappointing results. Also, I find it really funny how it was called the Joker dinosaur, yet the first thing we saw with this dinosaur was it sleeping in the forest. Number 2, no JP3 raptors. After I saw that the Dino Tracker confirmed that the Isla Sornoraptors, more specifically the JP3 ones, have been confirmed to be still alive and are somehow roaming on the mainland, I was hoping to see some of them appear in this movie. Unfortunately, that didn't happen. Before I saw the movie, I was curious for a while about how Blue and her daughter Beta would react to seeing these velociraptors from a different clan. It's an interesting what-if scenario, but at the same time, I do get a bit worried about things possibly escalating. But despite those raptors not making a physical appearance, at least Blue isn't alone anymore, and she has someone to keep her company. Number 3, lack of knowledge of the Atrociraptor Squad. Unlike the Raptor Squad in Jurassic World 2015, I feel like we never got to know a little bit more about the Atrociraptors, and they weren't on screen for too long in this movie. Heck, they had names just like Blue and her sisters, yet I don't recall hearing their names on screen. But I guess the reason the movie didn't bother with revealing a little bit more about these raptors was because the movie would have dragged on anyways. On the plus side, with the time we saw them on screen, the Atrociraptors were very fast and scary. Heck, they were very persistent too. As for my favorite scenes, I'll only mention a few since there's numerous scenes I like. Of course, I like seeing Blue again and seeing her little baby for the first time. Blue's daughter Beta may look like a precious little small being, but she could still be dangerous. Heck, we witnessed her take down a fox while she and Blue were out on the hunt. Also, considering how Blue went through a lot, especially with what happened in Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom and losing Charlie, Delta, and Echo, it's really sweet that she's not by herself anymore, and thanks to her monitor lizard DNA, she is now a mom. I also love the part at the end of the movie where Rexy meets her own kind for the first time in her years. Not only that, but she also becomes part of that group. If you guys remember back in the old days, Rexy was the only confirmed T-Rex on Isla Nublar, and this poor old girl hasn't been around some of her kind for a long time, and to see her finally doing that is really heartwarming. And to add a little cherry on top of that scene, I was made aware by my good friend Tristan that the two Rexes that Rexy met at the end were confirmed to be the buck and the doe from the Lost World Jurassic Park. Like the JP3 raptors, they were somehow brought to the mainland. Although this got me thinking, where's their kid? Obviously the baby Rex from the Lost World will be all grown up and out on his own by now, but we really never got to see what happened to it in this movie. We only got to see his parents with Rexy at the end of the movie. I can only hope that this Rex is out there safe and living a peaceful life. To conclude my overall thoughts, is Jurassic World Dominion a perfect movie? No. Does it have problems? Yes. Could it have been a little bit better? In some ways, yes. But do I still enjoy it regardless of its problems? Yes, of course. When there are sequel trilogies being made based on a beloved franchise, you can't expect them to be 100% perfect. There's always going to be flaws that either are not a big deal or they'll just downright tick you off. But in the end, you have a choice on whether you want to like it or dislike it. Personally, I do enjoy the Jurassic World movies. They may have a different tone and may not be as good as the original Jurassic Park movies, but regardless, I still had a fun time with them. If it's completely true that there's possibly going to be more Jurassic sequels in the future, I'm not sure how that's going to work because Jurassic World Dominion had a decent ending to end the story, so I don't know what else is going to be there, but I guess we will have to see as time goes on. Plus, we still have the season finale of Camp Cretaceous coming out on Netflix in late July. Before I give Dominion the final sickle claw rating, I did a video back in 2020 where I gave the ratings to all the movies, including Battle at Big Rock, so here's a quick recap. Jurassic Park, 10 out of 10. The Lost World Jurassic Park, 9.5 out of 10. Jurassic Park 3, 8.5 out of 10. Jurassic World, 9.2 out of 10. Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, 8.5 out of 10. Battle at Big Rock, 9 out of 10. Now that that's out of the way, the final rating of Jurassic World Dominion 2022 shall be given an 8.9 out of 10 sickle claws. I was made aware by some of my friends that Jurassic World Dominion will be getting an extended cut once it comes out on DVD and Blu-ray, which is going to be really interesting to check out, and it does make me wonder what else is there besides the prologue that wasn't even added in the movie when it first came out. And hearing about this got me thinking why there was never an extended cut for Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, but oh well. And you guys are probably wondering, well, are you going to do a My Thoughts video on the extended cut? I don't know, to be honest, but I'll think about it. So yeah, those are my overall thoughts on Jurassic World Dominion. Holy crap, that movie was a wild ride. Like I said before, please don't feel intimidated for liking these movies. You have the freedom to like it or dislike it. And that is all I have to say for right now, you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. Happy Jurassic June, and I'll see you all in another video.